CryptoZoo.co. I am so excited about this project. It's so fun. That makes you money.
Lost $40,000.
I lost around 15,000 US dollars.
I lost $25,000.
What if I told you that the man you trusted to make you rich was robbing you blind? Logan Paul wasn't just another YouTuber. He was a phenomenon. People began to associate his name with YouTube fame and success, but behind that persona lay a controversy that left countless fans feeling deceived and betrayed. But how did a project promising fun and fortune turn into a disaster of broken promises and financial loss? Just imagine investing your hard-earned money into a groundbreaking game that promises both fun and financial returns. But soon, you end up entangled in a web of broken promises and financial loss. This was the reality many faced with Logan Paul's CryptoZoo project. Whether they loved him or hated him, the world couldn't look away from Logan Paul. His charisma was enough to sell anything online. Merchandise was selling out in minutes, and his pay-per-view boxing matches hit record-breaking numbers. That gave him a direct ticket to the hub of YouTube giants. Soon, he diversified his content to include vlogs, pranks, and challenges, which turned him into an internet celebrity in no time. He was not ready to confine himself to any platform. He was greedy for anything and everything around him. He released music videos that earned millions of views online, kickstarting his musical journey. Acting was something he had always aspired to, and that dream became a reality through the roles he played in both films and television. It was his attempt to bridge the gap between digital fame and Hollywood acceptance, and the next stop for him was boxing. He entered the boxing ring against fellow YouTuber KSI, a fight that literally broke the internet. He later fought against the legendary Floyd Mayweather Jr., drawing massive pay-per-view audiences. Logan Paul had built an empire, but what happened next would shake everything to its core.
For the last 6 months, I've been working on my own NFT project. We have a massive team behind it and are probably out of pocket like $1 million just because we believe it's going to work.
In 2021, with over 23 million subscribers on YouTube, Logan Paul announced CryptoZoo, an online game blending cryptocurrency and NFTs. It was a blockchain-based game where players could buy, sell, and trade exotic animal NFTs. They would purchase digital eggs, hatch them into unique animals, and breed hybrids, all while earning passive income through the in-game currency, Zoo. Logan described it as a really fun game that makes you money. It was supposed to be the future, a game, an investment, and a community all rolled into one. The concept was simple: buy Zoo tokens, purchase NFT eggs, watch them hatch into rare animals, breed those animals, create hybrids, and earn passive income. Who wouldn't want to make money playing a game, right? The investors were hooked. The game's features seemed undeniable, especially for Logan's subscribers and fans. It was a fusion of gaming and investment, backed by a celebrity influencer. Thousands rushed to invest, convinced that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Viewers who had trusted Logan for years felt motivated to play the game and invest their hard-earned money. But what they didn't realize was that a disaster was waiting for them at the end of that road. As time passed, the vibrant world they were promised began to crumble.
I lost $25,000.
$120,000.
$500,000 Australian, which is $500,000 in CryptoZoo.
Shut up! No, you haven't.
Yeah, 500K.
My own NFT project. I think there needs to be a fresh take, and this project that I have is that fresh take.
Behind the scenes, something unbelievable was happening. The dream of CryptoZoo was dead before it ever truly lived. For months, Logan Paul's fans had been waiting. They spent thousands, some even their life savings, trusting every word Logan said, believing this wasn't just another crypto project. They believed it was the future, but the game never worked. The animals? Just JPEGs. The passive income? A complete lie. And Logan Paul? Silent. No updates. No game. Just silence. Soon the CryptoZoo Discord server, once buzzing with excitement, turned into a battlefield of frustration and anger. Investors scream for answers. Where is the game? Why won't the animals hatch? Why is Logan ignoring us? At first, there were excuses. The team is working on it. The mechanics are being improved. We're building something great. But months passed, and the truth started to leak. With no other options left, investors started digging, and what they found was worse than they ever imagined. The Zoo token, the currency meant to fuel the game, was tanking in value while the so-called developers had disappeared, and the play-to-earn mode, long gone. It started to look like a rug pull, one of the oldest tricks in crypto scams. Developers hype up a project to encourage people to invest, but then they abandon it, leaving investors with nothing but worthless digital assets. But many still refuse to believe that Logan Paul had scammed them. Logan had promised this was his passion project. He told them he was putting his own money into it. His fans thought, there's no way one of the biggest influencers in the world would scam us. And then, Logan played his next card. He claimed that he had been scammed too, but that faith wouldn't last forever. Someone was about to burst the bubble.
We had an issue with CryptoZoo, where our lead developer took the code that he made, fled to Switzerland, and like held it hostage for $1 million.
He literally never gave me anything at all, ever.
Stephen Findeson, known online as CoffeeZilla, is a well-known scam investigator. A detective of the digital age, he exposed fraudulent schemes, pump-and-dump operations, and influencer-backed scams. When CryptoZoo collapsed, CoffeeZilla dug deep. He launched an investigation to find out how investors had been scammed, and in December 2022, he uploaded the first part of his findings. What he discovered was devastating. The developers of CryptoZoo had not been paid properly. Many who built the project had left months ago. The smart contract of the game had been altered early on, a classic move by scammers to allow insiders to manipulate the system. But the biggest bombshell was this: millions of dollars had been moved into private wallets, draining the project's funds. CryptoZoo investors, desperate for answers, finally got them. But not from Logan Paul. They learned the truth from a YouTuber whose job was to expose fraud. While CoffeeZilla's video went viral, Logan remained silent. But CoffeeZilla wasn't done yet. Over the next few weeks, he released 2 more videos, painting an even darker picture of CryptoZoo. The blockchain doesn't lie. Each new CoffeeZilla video made Logan Paul look worse. The beauty of blockchain technology is that it records every transaction. Unlike traditional finance, where money can move behind closed doors, crypto transactions are public. And CoffeeZilla knew exactly how to follow the money. He tracked transactions on the blockchain and uncovered suspicious trades at odd times. The wallets that had dumped massive amounts of Zoo tokens, they were connected to Logan Paul and his team. It was a classic insider scheme. Buy up large amounts of Zoo tokens early. Hype up the project so the price skyrockets. Dump the tokens for huge profits, leaving investors with nothing. But many investors still didn't want to believe it. They had put their faith in Logan Paul. He was their idol. They refused to accept that he had used them for money. To make the situation even clearer, CoffeeZilla interviewed victims. A police officer who had invested $3,000 hoping to make money for his family. Now he had nothing. A father who had spent $40,000, trusting Logan's promise of passive income. A young man who had saved for months just to buy into CryptoZoo, only to be left with nothing. Their stories were heartbreaking. The anger against Logan Paul grew stronger every day. But Logan, still silent. Days passed, then weeks. Investors demanded answers. And finally, Logan Paul snapped. On January 3rd, 2023, Logan uploaded a video titled, "My Response to CoffeeZilla's Scam Allegations." But instead of apologizing, he went on the attack.
You took a shot at my reputation. So in this video today, I'm going to be defending myself with facts, something that you have gotten in the habit of twisting as you continue to morph from an investigator to a gossip channel.
Logan Paul's response video wasn't an apology. It was a full-blown attack. He accused CoffeeZilla of being a clout chaser and claimed his investigation was misleading. He even threatened legal action for defamation. But there was one big problem. Logan never denied the evidence. He couldn't explain where the money had gone. He couldn't prove the game was still in development. He couldn't justify why his team had dumped millions of tokens. His response backfired spectacularly. Investors were furious. Fans who had once defended him turned against him. The internet, his home turf, was now his biggest enemy. Realizing his mistake, Logan deleted the response video a few days later. Instead, he issued a new statement. This time, he apologized to CoffeeZilla. "I'm going to take care of the people who made me look like this was a scam perpetrated by me. I didn't make any fucking money, bro. I lost $500,000 on this." As part of his damage control, he promised to refund investors. announcing a $1.3 million buyback program for those who had purchased NFT eggs. But there was a catch. Anyone who accepted the refund had to waive their right to sue Logan Paul. For many, it was too little, too late. And in February 2023, Logan Paul's biggest nightmare became a reality. A class action lawsuit was filed against him and his associates, accusing them of fraud, breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and deceptive trade practices. The lawsuit claimed Logan and his team had targeted inexperienced investors who didn't understand crypto, encouraged people to buy in under false promises, drained millions from the project into their own wallets. In court, lawyers argued, the defendants made a business decision to forego an expensive and time-consuming process to create a functional CryptoZoo game. Instead, they deliberately undertook a scheme to defraud consumers. But while Logan Paul faced lawsuits, he did what he always did best. He tried to move on. He distanced himself from CryptoZoo and focused on other ventures, his WWE career, prime drink business, and podcast. He acted as if nothing had happened, but the internet didn't forget, and neither did the BBC.
The popular social media personality Logan Paul is facing fresh questions over his cryptocurrency dealings, with ongoing concerns he may have profited by misleading fans.
In 2024, the BBC launched an in-depth investigation into Logan Paul's involvement in cryptocurrency ventures. Their main focus? CryptoZoo and Logan's promotion of the meme coin Doink. They found that Logan's actions had left countless investors at a loss, victims of broken promises and financial manipulation. As part of their investigation, in November 2024, BBC journalist Matt Shea traveled to Puerto Rico, where Logan Paul had moved after the CryptoZoo scandal. Shea repeatedly requested an interview with Logan Paul, but Logan ignored every single request. The BBC wasn't ready to give up, so they decided to confront Logan in person. They arranged everything to meet Paul at a boxing gym co-owned by him and his brother, Jake Paul. With cameras rolling, Shea and his team waited for Logan to arrive. The tension was palpable. All they wanted was a professional interview to bring the truth to the world. But what happened next was one of the most bizarre moments in investigative journalism history. When the BBC team arrived at the gym, they saw a man waiting for them. He looked exactly like Logan Paul. But he wasn't Logan Paul. It was Rodney Peterson, a well-known Logan Paul impersonator. It didn't take long for the BBC team to realize this was a stage stunt designed to humiliate them. Peterson, dressed and acting like Logan Paul, mocked the entire CryptoZoo controversy. But that was just the beginning. Suddenly, a group of people stormed in, waving anti-BBC signs and chanting slogans. The entire event had been orchestrated to turn the investigation into a joke, a PR stunt to mock the BBC and, in turn, the investors who lost money in CryptoZoo. Logan Paul wasn't just dodging the questions, he was mocking the people who had trusted him. When Shea realized the situation was a complete farce, he decided to leave. But this only fueled the BBC's determination to expose Logan Paul even further. They released their investigation, showing that Logan Paul was not only guilty of financial deception, but also refused to take accountability for his actions. Logan Paul, however, wasn't done fighting back. Instead of addressing the real issue, he took the catfight to social media. He accused the BBC of being biased, claiming they were unethical journalists. His target? Matt Shea. But despite Logan's attempts to discredit the BBC, he never addressed the real question. Where did the millions of dollars from CryptoZoo go? The BBC investigation was a disaster for Logan. It added another huge stain to his career and fueled the lawsuits against him. For many, the BBC's report confirmed their worst fears. CryptoZoo wasn't just a failed project. It was a scam wrapped in hype, promoted by a celebrity who never intended to deliver what was promised. And Logan Paul? He only cared about one thing: money.
What's up, Dink Doink Telegram? It's me, Logan Paul. Now I know what you're thinking. Logan, what the f are you doing here? I'm doing the same thing as you. Holding my doink. That's what I'm doing. This is a point I believe in.
CryptoZoo wasn't the first time Logan Paul had been accused of promoting a shady crypto project. In June 2021, Logan Paul promoted a meme coin called Doink. He described it as a promising investment opportunity to his viewers. He told a Telegram group dedicated to Doink, "I think it's going to go crazy." Once again, Logan's fans and subscribers trusted him. A large number of buyers flooded in, and the value of Doink spiked overnight. But that fortune didn't last long. Shortly after the surge, large-scale holders began dumping their shares. In just 2 weeks, Doink's value plummeted by 96%. Investors who thought they were early adopters were suddenly left with worthless tokens. People began asking questions. Something didn't add up. Time magazine launched an investigation into Doink. They uncovered that an anonymous wallet bought Doink right before Logan Paul's promotion. That same wallet dumped its holdings shortly after. The wallet then sent $100,000 to Logan Paul's public wallet. When questioned, Logan Paul's lawyers didn't deny that the wallet belonged to him, but they insisted that the $100,000 transfer was unrelated to Doink. They admitted Logan Paul had traded Doink, but claimed he only made $17,000 from it. For the world, the pattern was clear. Logan Paul had a history of promoting high-risk crypto schemes, knowing that his influence could inflate their value before the rug was pulled. Now, Logan Paul was fighting multiple class action lawsuits. One of the biggest cases was led by Texas police officer Don Holland, who had invested $3,000 in CryptoZoo. Speaking to reporters, Holland said, "Logan Paul used his platform to promote scams to people who didn't understand crypto." The lawsuits accused Logan Paul of orchestrating a rug pull, hyping up a project, driving up its value, then abandoning it while making huge profits. And now, he was being investigated by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. The SEC found that Logan Paul had promoted various cryptocurrency investments without disclosing his financial interests. One anonymous wallet connected to Logan Paul reportedly made a $120,000 profit from a single crypto coin in 2021. For the SEC, this was market manipulation, and they were now scrutinizing every crypto project Logan had ever promoted. But what cost Logan Paul more than these lawsuits was something far worse. His loyal fanbase had turned against him. The lawsuits, the SEC investigation, and the BBC expose were bad enough. But the biggest loss for Logan Paul wasn't money, it was his fans. For years, Logan had built an empire on reinvention. When his early vlogs and pranks lost steam, he became a boxer. When controversy hit, he fought his way back with high-profile matches against KSI and even Floyd Mayweather. He co-founded Prime Hydration, a sports drink that became a global success. He found his place in WWE, turning himself into a sports entertainment star. No matter what happened, Logan always bounced back. But this time was different, because crypto wasn't just entertainment, it was money, real money. And when people lose money, the consequences are real. Crypto investors didn't just walk away when they felt betrayed. They sued him, they launched investigations, they demanded accountability. And for once in his life, Logan Paul couldn't escape the consequences. The crypto market is still recovering from endless scams and frauds. Regulators are cracking down and lawsuits are piling up. Crypto has created massive opportunities, but also massive risks. And with each new wave of innovation, there are always scammers, bad actors, influencers who prioritize profit over integrity. The lesson? Never trust influencers for financial advice. They are content creators, not financial experts. Their job is to entertain, engage audiences, and maximize their own profits. They are not here to make you rich. Many influencers promote crypto projects without even understanding them. They buy in early, they cash out at the top, and their followers are left with nothing. Some people have even lost their life savings. So, before investing, do your own research, because nobody will protect your money better than you. Logan Paul sold hype, he promised riches, and a game that makes you money. What did investors get? Empty wallets. Logan Paul's CryptoZoo wasn't just a failed project. It was a lesson that left thousands betrayed. So next time an influencer promises the next big thing, ask yourself, are they building something real, or are they setting you up for failure? Because people like Logan Paul are smart enough to escape scams through money and influence. But your hard-earned money will be gone forever, so never fall for get-rich-quick promises. Do your own research, protect your investments, and never forget, in the crypto world, trust is the most valuable currency. Have thoughts on Logan Paul's NFT mess? Drop a comment below. If you found this story eye-opening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into crypto scandals and influencer controversies. Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time. If you think Logan Paul's CryptoZoo was shocking, wait until you hear about Dubai's so-called crypto kingpins, the hyperverse fraud, one of the biggest Ponzi schemes in crypto history. Promising insane returns and financial freedom, they lured in thousands, only to disappear with billions. How did they pull it off? Who was behind it? And why is Dubai becoming a safe haven for crypto scammers? Click to watch Dubai's crypto kingpins, the hyperverse fraud, and uncover the truth behind this billion-dollar deception.